Hi, everybody. So in this video today, I am going to go through uh, establishing your business through a Secretary of State. Now, this is what happens in Washington State, and I would assume it's going to be similar for other states. Now, if you are in another state and want help with this, I'm sure you can find a bookkeeper or a CPA that can help you. We could always help doing that research on where you do this, but I would imagine most likely it's going to be the Secretary of State. So when I Google Secretary of State, this is the site that comes up for Washington. Now, I didn't start out doing this because, like I said, I started out being a sole proprietor. Um, so why do you need to register then with the Secretary of State? Well, part of this is that when you are coming up with a company name, you want to make sure that that company name is reserved. Okay. So for instance, as part of this, when you're actually going through and filing and doing your original submission, there's a tool that comes up and you put in your desired company name. This will tell you if that name is already taken, because if it's already taken, you'll have to do a derivative of it or come up with some other combination of words, letters, numbers, etc. Um, because every business name in the state is unique. And so there you go. So part of this is actually reserving that company name. So here on this site, this is where you come to in Washington State originally, and you go to this corporations and charities tab. Now you can set up, of course, a corporation or set up a nonprofit or charity, which I'm assuming for the most part, if any of you are watching this, you'd be setting up a for-profit organization. Okay. Now, then you would come over here and go to this, but essentially you set up an account with the Secretary of State. And what that looks like when you get that set up, it's going to look like this. Okay. So in here, what happened? Okay. You just refresh the page. There we go. So here, there's a section right over here. So it's under the create or register a business. Okay. So you would actually go there and you would say, I want to form a Washington State business. Okay. And continue your business type. You would choose whatever it might be. So, let's assume a limited liability company. Okay. And click continue. Okay. Now, do you already have a UBI number? So in the state of Washington, they will, once this is set up, you'll get a unified business identifier for the state of Washington. If you don't have that, then you would need to basically say, yes, you need one of those. Now, if you don't have a name reserved already, you would submit the name for review. And then this lookup will tell you whether or not it's available or not. Okay. So that's pretty simple. So let's say you get a hit on, oh, another business is named that. Then you've got to come up with some derivative of that or some new name and keep submitting things until you find one that is not reserved already. And that's one of the nice things about getting your business registered. Now, the rest of this is, if this is your business, you can be the registered agent. Somebody else can be your registered agent, like some enrolled agents do this. I think some CPAs do this, etc. Basically, all that means is that they're going to get notices. They're going to get the notices of renewal and all that kind of stuff. They would be the person subpoenaed, for a lawsuit, that kind of thing. But anyway, you would fill out all this information. Do you have a certificate of formation to upload? Yes or no? And essentially, if you have partners in your business, you would want to upload agreements and all that sort of stuff, where your physical office is located, etc. Most commonly, this company will have a perpetual duration, your intention is that it will last for a long time. And your executor, basically your governor, you would be the governor if it's one person in the company, that type of thing. If you have multiple people who are partners, then you would add each person here. So you see that little green button where once you've added one person, you can add another. Okay. And then you do all of these. Well, that's actually where you add the governors. This usually an entity. Okay, so just one executor is required, and then all the governors here. So if you have partners, that's where they would go. The nature of your business, and there's a long list here of different kinds of businesses. There's not a ton of them, so you may not fall into any one of those, but if not, you would just basically do, let's see, is there kind of like other services or other, you may have to use one of those, but regardless, here, you would have to put extra information, most likely, about what your business is all about, who to contact for this filing, any additional materials, and that you are the authorized person doing this. Now, once you've done that, you continue, you'll have to pay your fees. Now, in Washington State, to do this online and all of that, it comes out to $200 to do the initial filing. You do have to renew this every year in the state of Washington. So every year there's a renewal fee as well. And in fact, that's one of those things that we as a company can do for other companies, is to help them stay in compliance with the Secretary of State, regardless of what state you're in, etc. So it's pretty easy, and this can start a lot of other things with the state of Washington, which I'll go through some of those later on in other videos, like filing your Department of Revenue returns and all that kind of stuff, especially if you have sales tax, have to deal with those types of issues. Washington has a business and occupancy tax, which we help clients take care of, things like that. So this is kind of the start of that process. Okay. So anyway, that's how you get registered with the Secretary of State. Those are the kinds of things to think about, and it reserves your business name. So that's great. Okay. All right. So if you have any questions, be sure and ask those. And anytime you want to speak to us, just let us know. The Calendly link is listed for your convenience. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon.